Hello, beautiful people. It is day 349, and today I'm talking about rich and free. And this is a hashtag that I started using, I don't even know, maybe 2 years ago, or maybe it was like a year and a half ago. I can't remember. I guess maybe, yeah, 2 years ago. Anywho, that's not important. What's important is I wanted to just kind of explain like what that means to me. And so my last name is Richardson. Well, I also have my husband's last name, Katindig. But Richardson is my last name, and I always wanted to have something where I could use my last name in a way of honoring my grandfather in something that I do. And so I used Rich because when I was like DJing and I was going to Scratch Academy, one of the first things they have you do in like Scratch 101 is pick your DJ name. And it was between Lizzie Dust because my friend Enner John used to always like use this sound in our hip hop crews mixes called Lizzie Dust, and it sounds like Tinkerbell fairy dust. And I used to do Tinkerbell at Tokyo Disney. Or it was going to be Lizzie Rich, just my like name shortened because I'm Elizabeth Richardson. So Lizzie Rich is just a shortened version of my name. So anyways, so there's Rich. And then the other thing is that my passion in life, what I literally like would just die for and love so much and is like the most important thing to me is my freedom. And this is a huge reason why I've always chosen to be a contractor, my own like self-employed business, entrepreneur, and do all the hustles that I do is because I cannot trade time for money. Like I just cannot build in a way somebody else's dream. And I love Damon John because Damon John will also say that even if you're an employee, you can still have the mindset of an entrepreneur. And like one of my really good friends, she does that. She works for a company and she thinks in herself or in her mind, she frames it so it works for her so that she kind of in a sense like thinks of it. I think she says it something like they work for her kind of thing because they help fill these other things that she wants in her life. So whatever works. Just for me, I could not do like things that I wasn't passionate about. And the only things I've been passionate about are the things that were like personally close to me. And the other thing is that I value the most is my time. So because I value time so highly and freedom is my passion, it just made sense for me to literally like live my best life doing whatever the heck it was that I wanted to do because I knew I always wanted to have control of my schedule. If I did not want to work, I did not want to work. So the thing with like being an employee is you are given a schedule. And I was like, no, I cannot do that. And it's been great for me because I've had multiple times in my life where I literally like took off 2 months, 3 months, and I didn't work a job. Like all I did was go visit my dad, travel or whatever. And that has like, I will never regret the time that I've spent with my dad or like having that time off. So again, another reason that freedom, working for myself, all those things is so key for me. So my greatest passion is my freedom. And I loved the name Rich because it ties into my grandfather. And I feel like, you know, he passed away when I was really young, but he helped shape my dad so much. And my dad is my idol. So I have so much respect for my grandpa, even though, you know, I only really got to know him till I was like, I want to say 6 or 7. So anyway, so a way for me to honor just that side of my lineage was using that rich and then using and free for freedom, rich and free. And I always thought to myself, and this is from a Bob Marley quote, it was something along the lines of, and it wasn't really a quote, it was like a video. And he said, Tintin, my dog's digging. He said, what is like money? You know, he was talking about riches and he said, you know, I want to have a rich life in my love, in my friendships, my family, like all of these things. And I was like, yes, 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 yes. This is totally how I feel about things too. And so rich and free to me means like living your richest life within your truest freedom. And that is what I wish for every single human on this planet, that you live your richest life, however you define being rich, in your truest freedom, however you define freedom. Here's the kicker. It's going to look different for every single person. And so much of what's happening in the world right now is everybody wants to tell everyone how they should be living their life and what is the best way for them to live. And that is something that is so against like everything that I am, and honestly like the brand that I'm building for my life. And I'm so committed to being a stand for people's freedom in whatever that looks like for you. Okay, so what is it that you want in your richest life, right? Like it could be money. I love money. Money is amazing. Money to me equals a lot of freedom. Money gives you more choices, right? So if it's money, amazing. And guess what? If you are a good person, I really hope that you put money high on your pedestal, because we need more good people with more money, okay? Because money is a gift that we get to give, and it's an energy exchange. So make sure that you are receiving as much as you're giving out into the world, because a lot of people are paying into our economic systems, but make sure that you also are getting something in return. And you'll do that by adding value. And you can add value when you function from what you're passionate about, with like within your freedom, right? Like, so if you feel really passionate about, I don't know, I mean, gosh, there's so many things to choose from right now, but like if you feel really passionate about politics or voting or whatever, and you want to really push that, like go live your freedom within that realm. Like find your lane, stay in your lane that you're super passionate about, because you can really make a difference there. Maybe it has to do with like children and like all the human trafficking that's going on. Like go for it. I've said this in many videos. I'm like, find your lane that really speaks to your heart, because that's how you're going to show up every day and be able to make a difference. I think the key thing is be there from an actual place of like love and wanting to add value and service. And that is going to feel good, and people will be more receptive to you and listen to you. Yet, even though you can be really passionate about these things, if you come in passionately, but also judgmental on people that are not where you're at, guess what? It's not going to work. People know truth, and truth recognizes truth. Truth is the seed of love. So if you're coming from a seed of love, you're going to have a very high probability of creating more shift within your space. So again, just going back to rich and free, the things that are like the most important things to me is I want to have a rich life with my family, with my marriage. I want a rich marriage, right? I want to have rich friendships that I just feel so fulfilled from these friends, and vice versa. You know, I want to have a rich, healthy body, and how that works for me. You know, I want to have a rich community and adding value to the people that are even in my neighborhood. I freaking love my neighbors. I live in LA. Not a lot of people know their neighbors. I know my neighbors. How amazing is that? Like, I want to have a rich life financially. I want to have a rich life, with my dog, like all the things. So rich and free. I want to live my richest life in my truest freedom. And I will always do my best to check my ego and allow you to live your own freedom. That is so key. You guys, if we were meant to all believe the same things, do the same things, dress the same way, I mean, we would be the same human. We came to Earth for a human experience. We get to learn from each other. We get to get breakdowns. The breakdowns give us the breakthroughs, all the things, guys. Honor the journey, and you show up as your best self, and let the higher power, God, whatever you want to call it, source energy, let them be the judge of whatever the heck, But here on Earth, what if we actually honored everybody's truest life, their riches, their freedoms, all the things, in a place of love rather than judgment, fear, like all the other things? We would have like this really cool, it's like, look at the rainbow. They're not all trying to be the same color, It would be this amazing buffet of beauty, right? But the judgment, the, righteousness and like all of that doesn't work. Let people do what they do, and you do what you still want to do. Doesn't mean that you're wrong, but you like putting out energy of judgment towards anyone is going to be such a waste of your time and energy, right? And so work on that, and I promise you, that's what's going to heal the world. So live rich and free, my friends. Peace out. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow.